There's no such thing as a distraction. The only thing that exists is you being distracted. I'll say that again. The only thing that exists is you being distracted. The way that it falls into a distraction, which is distracting you from what you should be doing, is when Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Kim Barrett Show. I'm your host, Kim Barrett, and on today's episode, we are talking about distractions, being distracted in business. Now, this is something I am really passionate about because I'm very interested in the topic, so I'm very happy to be diving into this with you all. And of course, we can never help you avoid distraction of your marketing. Head over to our free Facebook community, www.joinmygroup.com.au, where we have everything you need to keep you focused on your marketing and more. But until then, let's jump into the show. Now, the reason why I want to talk about distractions today and being distracted is, and I'll preface this at the very beginning, there's no such thing as a distraction. The only thing that exists is you being distracted. I'll say that again. The only thing that exists is you be distracted. Because a lot of people say, I don't want to do this or do that because it's a distraction. I shouldn't go on social media because it's a distraction. The only way it's a distraction is if you let it be, right? So if you want to go on social media, if you want to jump on and scroll mindlessly on Instagram, it's not a distraction if you want to do it. It's not a distraction if you want to make the time to be able to jump in and go through and have a look at what your friends and family are up to, or look at the latest TikTok and get your latest air fryer recipes. I might happen to do that. That's not a distraction if you make the time for it. The way that it falls into a distraction, which is distracting you from what you should be doing, is when you allow it to deter you and you allow it to pull you off track from what you should be doing. So if you're meant to be writing a new, let's just say, an ad campaign if you're doing marketing, or if you're meant to be doing a new email for your database, or if you're meant to be doing something that was going to be driving value into your business, that's a distraction if you let social media distract you. That's a distraction if you allow it to take you off the path that you should be on. That's a distraction. It's not a distraction otherwise. Like, same if you were going to go to a business event, it's not a distraction from everything else that's going on in your business. It's not a distraction from the advice you might be getting from a business coach or a mentor. It's not a distraction. It's a distraction if you allow it to be, but you could get one or two small pieces of information that would allow you to drastically grow your business, right? But a lot of people put things in the basket of distractions rather than being willing to admit it's something that they don't want to do, or they're not able to do, or they can't do right now. Distraction is an easy word that gets thrown around. I'm doing this, but I got distracted by that. It's like, no, the thing you were focusing on doing was not important enough to you. You did not have enough priority on it. So again, it's something that needs to be looked at from a personal, introspective view, because again, distractions do not exist. The only thing that exists is you being distracted. And obviously there's many pros, there's many cons to allowing this to happen. And yes, you can go and try and put all these parameters in your life, like newsfeed blocker to kick you out, timer on your phone to time only to allow you to go and do certain things on certain apps at certain times. All this stuff is all well and good. And as I say, if you need to do it, go and do it. But if you can come to the realization that it's not a distraction, it's you being distracted. Because if it's a distraction, what does that mean? It's not on you, right? They build these apps, and there's an amazing book called Indistractable. And the other one, I think is called, I want to say Addicted or something like that, but it's about how they build social media apps to make them obviously addictive for people to want to stay on there. But Indistractable, again, it's like you putting blame on something external to yourself is not the way for you to be able to solve a problem, because you can't change the way that a social media app operates. You can't change the way that a Facebook newsfeed is. I mean, you kind of can with newsfeed blocker. You can't change the way that the Instagram algorithm or the TikTok algorithm works. That's uncontrollable by you. Another great book that I really love is called Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink, where everything in that book drives towards the point that it's on you. You can only control what you can do, right? If I literally at the moment I'm driving back from an appointment, I can't control what happens with all the other cars on the road. So if I rock up to that appointment late, is it the fault of all the traffic on the road? Some of you might argue yes. Interesting, depending on where you are in the world and the traffic. But no, I know how long traffic takes. I know how long it's going to take me to get there. I know that there's going to be traffic if I have an appointment booked at a certain time in the morning or in the afternoon when there's going to be peak hour. I know all of these things. So the onus is on me. I can control what time I leave. Leave a little bit earlier. Right? That always frustrates me with people as, it's the traffic. So I know the traffic is what it is. Traffic exists. You, on the other hand, have the ability to control what time you leave. So that's why the emphasis owns back on us. Same with distraction, same with getting distracted in your business. If you find that's happening all the time, all you can do is change the way in which you operate, change the way in which you interact with your business. And if you do that and you do it effectively, right, then distractions aren't a thing. Again, all of these things, watching TV is not a distraction, right? It exists. There are some great shows out there. There's some great things you can go and watch. Sometimes you might want to just have your mind switch off for a little bit. You might want to relax with a partner, watch a movie. It's not a distraction, right? If you allow yourself to get distracted by it because you're not achieving things you want in your business, that's on you. You have to have the ownership over that. So from this podcast, again, it's a short podcast sometimes when I just do them by myself and just jam on a particular topic because I just want to get it across. But I would highly encourage you to think about, how am I allowing myself to be distracted? Not what are the distractions, how am I allowing myself to do that? And then put yourself into a zone where that does not exist. Because again, you can't change the way social media apps operate, emails operate. If you get distracted by your email, why check it? Don't open it. That's on you. You shouldn't have opened your email. Of course you're going to get distracted by things, offers, people emailing you, people needing help and support. Like, that's kind of on you. You opened it. So find out and elicit all the areas that you are allowing yourself to be distracted in your business. I highly recommend it. Do it and then find out how you can, again, these are all things that you have to do. So you can't deleting all the apps and all that sort of stuff is all well and good, but they still exist. You need to find out what you're doing and allowing yourself to be distracted with, and then flip that on its head and make sure that you make the decisions that allow yourself to do it. And again, sometimes it's just, you've got to give yourself time. Be like, cool, I'm going to have half an hour a day of social media time. That's cool. Do it. Enjoy it. Don't call it a distraction, but use that time wisely. Have your half an hour in the morning and half an hour in the evening, or 15 and 15, whatever you want to do. Use that, right? And then the rest of the time, head down, bum up. So I'll recommend. That is my feedback for you all on distraction. Until next time, I'm Kim. Head over to our free Facebook group if you want tips on growing your business, marketing your business, www.joinmygroup.com.au. Until then, I'm Kim. You'll have been awesome. Adios.